Ever wondered what the wealthiest Americans secretly indulged in during the 1970s? From caviar to Lobster Newberg, their tables were set with dishes most could only dream of. But there's one shocking dish that only the true elite dared to try. Stay tuned to discover what it was and why it symbolized ultimate luxury. Foie gras, the ultimate status symbol. Foie gras, a French delicacy meaning fat liver, emerged as a prominent symbol of affluence in the 1970s. Made from the liver of ducks or geese that were specially fattened to achieve a rich, buttery texture, this dish was highly prized for its luxurious taste and complex flavor profile. Ordering foie gras at a high-end restaurant was more than just a culinary choice. It was a statement of sophistication and worldliness, reflecting America's growing fascination with foreign gourmet cuisines. However, foie gras was not without controversy. The production method, which involved force-feeding the poultry to enlarge their livers, drew significant criticism from animal rights advocates, sparking debates over the ethics of such practices. This dish, while celebrated for its indulgent qualities, also highlighted a broader cultural shift towards gourmet dining, even as it raised questions about the moral implications of luxury foods. Foie gras became both a culinary icon and a focal point for ethical discussions. Escargot, snails with a side of sophistication. Escargot, or cooked snails, may seem unusual to some, but in the 1970s, it was the epitome of culinary sophistication. This classic French dish, typically smothered in garlic, parsley, and butter, became a staple in upscale French-American restaurants, where it catered to the adventurous tastes of the wealthy. Escargot's rise to prominence in America was largely driven by French immigrants, who introduced this delicacy to a new audience. What began as a niche offering for the elite quickly transformed into a mainstream luxury, symbolizing the evolving palate of affluent Americans. As diners embraced more exotic European flavors, escargot became a popular choice for those eager to demonstrate their sophistication and worldly tastes. The dish's success also reflects a broader cultural exchange, as American dining habits increasingly incorporated foreign cuisines, signaling a significant shift towards global culinary exploration during this era of gastronomic discovery. Veal Oscar, a dish fit for royalty. Veal Oscar, a dish named after King Oscar II of Sweden, stood as a symbol of luxury dining in the 1970s, embodying the elegance and sophistication associated with royalty. This exquisite dish featured tender veal cutlets topped with succulent crab meat, crisp asparagus, and draped in a rich béarnaise sauce, making it a culinary masterpiece. The royal connection added an extra layer of prestige, appealing to diners who sought both exceptional taste and the status that came with it. Veal Oscar was not a dish for everyday dining. Its intricate preparation and the use of premium ingredients meant it was often reserved for special occasions or the most exclusive restaurants. For the upper class, ordering Veal Oscar was more than a meal. It was a statement of wealth and refined taste. This dish perfectly captured the opulent spirit of the era, where dining was as much about display and prestige as it was about flavor. Crab Louie, a West Coast classic. Crab Louie, often celebrated as the king of salads, emerged as a quintessential dish for the affluent West Coast elite during the 1970s. This iconic salad, featuring tender Dungeness crab, crisp lettuce, hard-boiled eggs, and ripe tomatoes, was brought to life by the creamy, tangy Louie dressing that elevated it from simple fare to gourmet status. The dish became a staple in upscale Californian restaurants, reflecting the region's abundance of fresh seafood and the era's growing preference for light yet luxurious dining options. Crab Louie wasn't just a salad. It was a cultural emblem of the laid-back yet affluent lifestyle that characterized California in this period. Its popularity in high-end dining establishments made it a symbol of sophistication, with a touch of West Coast casual elegance, embodying the unique blend of freshness and indulgence that defined the culinary trends of the time. Baked Alaska, the showstopper dessert. Baked Alaska was the undeniable star dessert of the 1970s, renowned for its dramatic presentation and exquisite taste. This decadent treat featured a dome of ice cream perched on a layer of sponge cake, all enveloped in a thick meringue. The pièce de résistance was the tableside flambe, where the dessert was briefly set aflame, creating a stunning visual spectacle that captivated diners. Baked Alaska was more than just a dessert. It was an experience that perfectly encapsulated the era's love for theatrical, over-the-top indulgence. Its popularity at upscale restaurants reflected a broader trend of dining as entertainment, where the presentation often rivaled the flavor in importance. The dessert's combination of showmanship and sweetness made it a must-have for anyone looking to impress. But if Baked Alaska was the showstopper of desserts, what about the main course? Next, we explore Chateaubriand, a dish that turned dinner for two into a feast fit for royalty. Chateaubriand, a feast for two. Chateaubriand, named after the French aristocrat François-René de Chateaubriand, was the epitome of romantic dining in the 1970s. This luxurious dish featured a thick, perfectly grilled, center-cut tenderloin, often served with a rich demi-glace sauce and an assortment of finely prepared vegetables. The grandeur of Chateaubriand lay not only in its exquisite taste, but also in its presentation, with the tenderloin frequently carved tableside, adding a touch of theatrical elegance that made dining an event in itself. Couples celebrating anniversaries, engagements, or other special occasions gravitated towards Chateaubriand for its shared, intimate experience. The dish became synonymous with sophistication and was a favorite for those seeking a memorable night out. Its popularity during this era underscored the enduring influence of French cuisine on American dining, reflecting a time when fine dining was as much about artistry and presentation as it was about flavor. Filet Mignon, the gold standard. Filet mignon was the gold standard of steak dining in the 1970s, celebrated for its unmatched tenderness and rich flavor. This prized cut of beef, known for its melt-in-your-mouth texture, was often served with a classic red wine reduction, béarnaise sauce, or a peppercorn crust, elevating it to the pinnacle of gourmet dining. In an era where culinary excellence was a marker of status, ordering filet mignon signaled a discerning palate and a taste for the finer things in life. Steakhouses and fine dining establishments alike revered this dish, making it a must-have for those who could afford the best. While filet mignon continues to be a favorite today, its status in the 1970s as the ultimate expression of luxury dining cements its timeless appeal. The dish remains a beloved choice for those who appreciate both tradition and the enduring allure of a perfectly cooked steak. Pheasant Underglass, a taste of aristocracy. Pheasant Underglass was a dish that epitomized old-world aristocratic luxury, bringing a sense of regal sophistication to the dining tables of the 1970s. This elegant dish featured tender pheasant breast, expertly cooked and served under a glass dome designed to keep it warm while also adding a dramatic flair to its presentation. The glass dome not only preserved the dish's temperature, but also created an air of mystery and refinement, making the unveiling of the pheasant a moment of anticipation. Pheasant Underglass harkened back to the grandeur of grand banquets and formal dining, making it a favorite among those who valued tradition and the elegance of a bygone era. The intricate preparation and elaborate presentation of the dish reinforced its status as a symbol of wealth and sophistication, appealing to diners who sought to experience the height of culinary luxury and timeless aristocratic charm. Tornados Rosini, over-the-top luxury. Tornados Rosini, named after the renowned Italian composer Gioacchino Rossini, is a dish that embodies the extravagance of the 1970s. Much like the opulent operas for which Rossini was famous, this dish is a masterpiece of indulgence and sophistication. It features a succulent beef tenderloin, crowned with rich foie gras, and adorned with shaved truffles, all draped in a velvety Madeira sauce. This luxurious combination of premium ingredients made Tornados Rossini a symbol of wealth and refined taste, leaving a lasting impression not only for its exquisite flavor, but also for the sheer opulence it represented. Ordering Tornados Rossini was more than a meal. It was a statement, showcasing the diner's appreciation for the finer things in life. The dish's lavishness perfectly captures the spirit of an era where indulgence was embraced without hesitation. But what could be more refined than a dish so clear it reflects your own image? Up next, we explore consommé, the epitome of culinary purity. Consommé, a clear reflection of luxury. Consommé, a crystal-clear and richly flavored broth, stood as a pinnacle of culinary excellence in the 1970s, celebrated for its purity and understated elegance. Often served as a starter in the most prestigious fine dining establishments, this dish required meticulous preparation, involving hours of simmering and careful clarification to achieve its transparent perfection. The clarity of a well-made consommé was so remarkable that it was said you could see your own reflection in the bowl, a poetic testament to the chef's skill and the diner's refined taste. Despite its seemingly simple appearance, consommé was a complex dish that demanded both technical precision and artistic sensibility, making it a true marvel of haute cuisine. Its popularity among the affluent underscored a deep appreciation for the artistry, discipline, and tradition that defined luxury dining in that era, where even a humble broth was elevated to a work of art. Salmon and Crout, the health-conscious indulgence. In the 1970s, as health consciousness began to rise among the affluent, Salmon and Crout emerged as a perfect balance between indulgence and wellness. This elegant dish featured fresh salmon, known for its health benefits, wrapped in buttery puff pastry, often filled with spinach or mushroom duxelles, and served with a delicate white wine sauce. The combination of rich, savory flavors with a lighter, health-oriented approach made Salmon en Crout a popular choice for those who wanted to enjoy gourmet French cuisine without the guilt. Its ability to marry luxury with a nod to health trends ensured its lasting appeal, making it a timeless favorite for both special occasions and refined, health-conscious dining. Lobster Thermador, the ultimate show of wealth. Lobster Thermador was the epitome of luxury dining in the 1970s, representing both wealth and refined taste. This decadent dish featured succulent lobster meat cooked in a creamy mustard sauce, topped with a layer of cheese, and baked to perfection. It wasn't just the premium ingredients that made Lobster Thermador special. Its preparation required the skill of an expert chef, adding to its exclusivity. Serving this dish at an upscale restaurant was a clear display of status, signaling a connoisseur's appreciation for gourmet food. The rich flavors and meticulous preparation of Lobster Thermador made it a symbol of opulence, perfectly capturing the spirit of indulgence that defined high-end dining during this extravagant era. Trout Almondine, a nutty indulgence. Trout Almondine, a beloved dish of the 1970s, offered a perfect blend of simplicity and luxury. Featuring tender trout fillets sautéed in butter and topped with crunchy toasted almonds, this dish created a delightful contrast in textures that pleased both the palate and the senses. The buttery, delicate fish paired with the nutty crunch of almonds made Trout Almondine a favorite at fine dining establishments. Rooted in French cuisine, it appealed to American diners who were increasingly drawn to authentic, foreign dishes. Its elegant simplicity and rich, satisfying textures made Trout Almondine a staple on upscale menus, embodying a refined yet accessible form of culinary luxury that resonated with the sophisticated tastes of the era. Stuffed quail, a delicate delight. Stuffed quail epitomized the delicate side of luxury dining in the 1970s, offering a perfect balance of subtlety and boldness. These small birds, often filled with a savory mixture of herbs, breadcrumbs, and occasionally foie gras, were roasted to perfection and served with a rich, flavorful sauce. The dish's petite size contrasted with its intense, robust flavors, making it a favorite among gourmets who valued complexity in their meals. Stuffed quail was more than just a dish. It was a culinary experience that required both careful preparation and a refined palate to fully appreciate. But if stuffed quail was the height of delicacy, what about dessert? Next, we explore Cheris Jubilee, a flamboyant finish that dazzled diners and set their taste buds alight. Cheris Jubilee, a flamboyant finish. Cheris Jubilee, as vibrant as its name suggests, was the quintessential dessert for those seeking a grand finale in the 1970s. This decadent treat involved flambeing cherries in a liqueur and serving them over creamy vanilla ice cream, creating a perfect blend of sweet and tart flavors. The real allure, however, was the dramatic flambé, which set the dessert ablaze and dazzled diners with its fiery spectacle. This theatrical presentation made Cheris Jubilee more than just a dessert. It was an event, embodying the 1970s trend of turning dining into entertainment. Its mix of rich taste and showmanship made it a favorite at elegant dinner parties, ensuring a memorable finish to any meal. Raclet, the Swiss secret. Raclette, a traditional Swiss dish, became a symbol of cozy luxury in the 1970s, particularly among the affluent. This comforting meal involved melting raclette cheese and drizzling it over boiled potatoes, served with pickles and onions on the side. Though the ingredients were simple, the rich, high-quality cheese and the communal way of serving made raclette a sought-after indulgence. Often enjoyed in ski resorts or at intimate upscale gatherings, raclette was more than just food. It was a shared experience. The ritual of melting the cheese and savoring it together added a warm, social dimension, making it a beloved choice for those who cherished both comfort and conviviality in their dining experiences. Sole Munier, the height of fish elegance. Sole Munier, a timeless French classic, was the pinnacle of fish elegance in the 1970s. This dish featured a delicate sole fillet, lightly dusted with flour, pan-fried to golden perfection in butter, and finished with a simple yet luxurious sauce of browned butter, lemon, and parsley. Despite its straightforward preparation, Sole Munier was revered as a luxury dish, where the quality of the fish and the skillful cooking truly shone through. Its subtle, fresh flavors made it a favorite among discerning diners who valued refinement and simplicity. The dish's strong ties to fine French dining ensured its place on the menus of upscale restaurants, where it symbolized understated culinary excellence and timeless sophistication. Canard Alpress, pressed duck, a culinary curiosity. Canard Alpress, or pressed duck, was one of the most intriguing luxury dishes of the 1970s, known for its elaborate preparation and rich, complex flavors. This French culinary marvel began with partially roasting a duck, which was then brought tableside. Using a specially designed silver press, the chef would extract the juices and blood from the duck carcass, creating a dramatic spectacle that captivated diners. These extracted juices were combined with cognac, red wine, and butter to create a deeply flavorful sauce poured over the carved meat. The rarity and skill required to prepare Canard Alpress made it a symbol of gastronomic sophistication, appealing to those who sought out the most refined and exotic flavors. Bouillabaisse, a taste of the Mediterranean. Bouillabaisse, a traditional Provençal fish stew, introduced the rich flavors of the Mediterranean to American tables in the 1970s. This hearty dish, crafted with a variety of fresh fish, shellfish, and aromatic herbs, was celebrated for its deep, complex flavors that reflected its coastal origins. Preparing bouillabaisse required time, skill, and high-quality ingredients, elevating it to a luxury item on upscale restaurant menus. Its popularity among the affluent highlighted the growing appreciation for authentic regional cuisines during this era, as diners sought out the genuine taste of the Mediterranean. Bouillabaisse wasn't just a meal, it was a cultural experience, offering a connection to the sun-drenched coasts of southern France and embodying the broader trend of exploring and embracing foreign culinary traditions. Caviar dreams, the rise of beluga and ossetra. In the 1970s, caviar became the ultimate appetizer for the wealthy, with beluga and ossetra varieties reigning supreme. These tiny, shimmering pearls of fish roe were cherished for their delicate, briny flavor and smooth texture. Often served on blinis or toast points with a dollop of creme fraiche, caviar represented luxury and exclusivity. The high price and rarity of these varieties made caviar a symbol of refined taste and status during this opulent decade. But what happens when land and sea collide on a plate? Next, we explore surf and turf, the ultimate indulgence of the 1970s. Surf and turf, the ultimate indulgence. Surf and turf became the ultimate symbol of indulgence in the 1970s, combining the best of land and sea in one luxurious meal. This dish typically paired a tender filet mignon with a succulent lobster tail, showcasing the diner's ability to afford both premium beef and seafood. It was a staple on the menus of high-end steakhouses and fine dining restaurants, offering a perfect balance of rich flavors and textures. Surf and turf embodied the era's love for excess and elegance, making it a favorite choice for special occasions and upscale dining experiences. Beef Wellington, a culinary classic. Beef Wellington, a dish of British origin, became a culinary classic among the wealthy in the 1970s. This elaborate dish features a tender beef filet coated with pâté and duxelles, wrapped in puff pastry and baked to golden perfection. The rich combination of flavors and textures made beef Wellington a showstopper at high-end dinner parties and fine dining establishments. Its intricate preparation and luxurious ingredients, including foie gras and truffles, elevated it to a status symbol. Serving beef Wellington was a way to impress guests, reflecting the host's culinary skills and appreciation for gourmet cuisine. Duckle Orange, the French-inspired favorite. Duckle Orange, a classic French dish, was a favorite among the affluent in the 1970s. This sweet and savory entree featured roasted duck glazed with a sauce made from fresh orange juice, sugar, and Grand Marnier, creating a perfect balance of flavors. The dish's sophisticated preparation and the use of high-quality ingredients made it a staple in upscale French-American restaurants. Duckle Orange exemplified the era's fascination with French cuisine, which was seen as the pinnacle of culinary excellence. Its popularity highlighted the growing trend of gourmet dining, where traditional recipes were celebrated and elevated. Truffles, the diamond of the kitchen. In the 1970s, truffles, known as the diamond of the kitchen, became a coveted ingredient among the wealthy. These rare fungi, especially the black and white varieties from France and Italy, added an earthy, luxurious flavor to dishes like pasta and foie gras. Their scarcity and the challenge of harvesting them drove their price sky high, cementing truffles as a symbol of culinary sophistication and wealth. Shaved over dishes or infused into sauces, truffles became synonymous with high-end dining. But if truffles were the jewels of the earth, what about treasures from the sea? Up next, we dive into Lobster Newberg, a creamy seafood delight. Lobster Newberg, a creamy seafood delight. Lobster Newberg, a rich and indulgent seafood dish, was a favorite among the wealthy in the 1970s. This decadent entree featured tender lobster meat sautéed in butter, then simmered in a luxurious sauce made from cream, egg yolks, cognac, and sherry, creating a velvety, flavorful experience. Often served with toast points, Lobster Newberg was a staple on upscale restaurant menus and a popular choice for special occasions. Its origins in the late 19th century and enduring popularity into the 1970s cemented its status as a timeless symbol of luxury and culinary indulgence. Cheese fondue, the social dining experience. Cheese fondue, a Swiss-inspired dish, became a popular social dining experience for the affluent in the 1970s. This communal dish featured a pot of melted cheese, often a blend of Gruyere and Emmental, into which diners dipped bread cubes using long forks. The interactive nature of fondue made it a favorite at dinner parties, where it served as both a meal and a centerpiece for conversation. The dish's appeal lay in its combination of simplicity and indulgence, as well as its ability to bring people together, reflecting the era's love for both casual elegance and communal dining. Poached salmon with dill sauce, the elegant entree. Poached salmon with dill sauce became a symbol of elegance and sophistication in the 1970s. This light yet flavorful dish featured fresh salmon fillets gently poached to perfection, then served with a creamy dill sauce that complemented the fish's delicate taste. The simplicity of the preparation belied the dish's luxurious appeal, making it a favorite at high-end dinner parties and upscale restaurants. Poached salmon with dill sauce reflected the era's shift towards lighter, health-conscious eating, while still maintaining the refined gourmet standards that defined the dining habits of the wealthy during this period. Gourmet soufflé, a delicate masterpiece. Gourmet soufflé, both savory and sweet, were the ultimate test of a chef's skill and a staple of fine dining in the 1970s. These airy, delicate creations required precise preparation and timing, as they needed to rise perfectly in the oven and be served immediately to maintain their light, fluffy texture. Whether filled with cheese for a savory option or chocolate for dessert, soufflés were a symbol of culinary artistry and sophistication. Their inclusion on a menu signaled a restaurant's commitment to excellence, making them a favorite among those who appreciated the finer points of gourmet cuisine. Steak Diane, tableside cooking at its finest. Steak Diane became a symbol of luxury and theatrical dining in the 1970s, known for its tableside preparation. This dish featured a pan-seared beef tenderloin, flambéed with brandy, and finished with a rich sauce made from mustard, Worcestershire sauce, and cream. The spectacle of preparing Steak Diane in front of the diners added an element of excitement and exclusivity to the dining experience. This tableside cooking trend, popular in upscale restaurants, emphasized the skill of the chef and the high-quality ingredients, making Steak Diane a favorite for those seeking a memorable, interactive, and luxurious meal. Chilled vichyssoise, the soup of sophistication. Chilled vichyssoise, a creamy potato and leek soup served cold, became a symbol of sophistication and French culinary influence in the 1970s. This elegant dish was often served as a starter at high-end restaurants, offering a refreshing and light beginning to a meal. Its smooth texture and subtle flavors made it a favorite among diners who appreciated refined, understated elegance. The popularity of vichyssoise during this era reflected the broader trend of French cuisine dominating the fine dining scene, with its emphasis on technique, flavor balance, and the use of fresh, high-quality ingredients. Aspic, the gelatin-molded luxury. Aspic, a gelatin-based dish encasing meat, seafood, or vegetables, was a luxurious centerpiece at 1970s high society dinners. This dish, which could range from savory to slightly sweet, was admired for its aesthetic appeal as much as its taste. The process of making aspic required skill and patience, as the ingredients had to be carefully arranged before being set in gelatin. Often served in intricate molds, aspic was a showpiece that reflected the host's attention to detail and appreciation for culinary artistry. Its popularity underscored the era's fascination with elaborate presentations and the elevation of even simple ingredients to luxury status. Thanks for joining us on this journey through the luxurious flavors of the 1970s. If you enjoyed this trip down culinary memory lane, be sure to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more.